reality is, the more risk you take, the luckier you get. So people need to learn to take one big risk a day. Every day take a risk and build up that risk muscle, because risk is where success comes.
Risk must be taken for the greatest. Hazard in life is to risk nothing.
Take the biggest fucking risks of your entire life right now. Remember, you have time.
I think that most people, the reason that they lack success in their life is that they lack the courage to make the decisions that need to be made to put them in the position that they want to be in.
You can get so scared, and you can be so easily lulled into the idea that good is good enough, that feeling safe and comfortable is what you should always be looking for. That way of thinking, in your 20s in particular, dead fucking wrong. I want you to start to create this mindset of taking risks and going big.
Yeah, dog. Welcome. Happy Saturday to everybody out there in the crypto space. All right. Don't forget, if you're on YouTube, post notifications, subscribe, drop a comment, get in the chat, get active. All right. In the description of the video, you can also find me that I'm streaming on Kick, also streaming on Twitter, X. Follow me there. Got 2,400 people on X now. We're working hard. We're getting more people. Hopefully everybody had a safe, happy 4th of July. It was pretty good. I had a good time. Still gonna have a good time this weekend. Trying to smoke some meat after the stream. Eat some good food, relax, and enjoy this moment for America. All right. Also remember, I'm not a financial advisor. For damn sure not a professional. This is cryptocurrency. Don't ever allow an influencer on any social media platform out there to influence you when it comes to cryptocurrency. You could lose it all. All right. Today we're going to talk about PulseChain, altcoins on PulseChain, the market conditions, opportunity. Is this opportunity? Depends on how you look at it, right? Or who you are. Who's here today? Not Goo God, but it is Goo God. Good morning to the kingdom. Good morning. Shout out to King Token. LFG. Cotton Trust here to join your cabal. Welcome. The cabal has been formed. You are in. I see you're a member too. Shout out to the members only. Get the live streams on typically Monday, a live stream for the members only at the price of a Cambodian coffee. Not even a United States coffee, not even a coffee in Mexico, Canada, but in Cambodia. $2.99 a month. Get a little extra content. Tell you how I see it. Get you in on things that I find, and get a little bit of me. Get a little bit extra TG time, right? That extra TG time, exclusive. Shout out to our sponsors of the R2R live streams and video content. Man, big smile on my face because $61,988 of USDC has been paid passively to these holders, right, of the mint bonds over on base. Visit DexFi. Go to dexfi.com/bonds, where you can mint a piece of the action, get your piece of the pie of the DeFi treasury by investing in these bonds. So you come to base with your Ethereum, you mint the bonds. So far, it's paid $61,988 in USDC stable tokens. Current fund is 1.3 million plus. It's $1,317,976 of Ethereum on base to mint 6,477 of these NFTs. And when you buy them, you're not stuck with an NFT. If you want to get out, having to sell on the secondary market. You can go to the docs. You can read all about it, but you can get right out through the ecosystem without going to a secondary market to exit if that's your choice. But why do that when you can earn passive income during a lot of volatility, uncertainty, and doubt? 86.13% APR paid in USDC over on DexFi.com/bonds. Check it out. Check it out, yo. Check it out. Let's go back to PulseChain.com. Let's take a look at what's going on here. Van, what's up, bro? Armored One, yeah, dog, what's going on? Thank you for being here. Don't forget, pound that like button. it's important to pound the like button. Get the YouTube algorithm going. If you're on Twitter, pound the like button there. Retweet this. Got to get the retweet. Got to get the retweet. Got to get the retweet. So PulseChain, 4 zeros and a 243, minus 3.1% in the red. PulseX, 4 zeros and a 176. Inks at $1.45. Hex, 2 zeros and a 537. Man, rough out there. Let's go to DexScreener. Let's go to DexScreener because I want to take a look at eHex. Take a look at eHex. You know, I see a lot of opportunity, you know, in this market right now. But let's take a look really quick before we jump there. See what's popping with the alpha male Bitcoin. $108,000 Bitcoin. Ethereum, $2,495. What is Solana at? 146 bucks. This market, man, it'll drive you crazy. It'll drive you nuts. It's the one cycle that's been the hardest to predict what way we're trending, you know, what direction we're going. And if you've been watching me consistently, you know I've been saying a lot of things that haven't unfolded. I've been right, I've been wrong. Okay? So nobody knows. You can only guesstimate, right? Oh wow, Hex is still alive. How? The market has chosen to keep it alive. Hey, Van reposted the stream. Shout out to Van. Thank you for the support. You are a good man. Van over there working it. Always reposting, always showing love. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much. But yeah, let's take a look at, speaking about the market has chosen. Remember back when just a single tweet, the market has chosen PHEX over EHEX. Everyone lost it. Like, oh my God, Richard Hart killed the Ethereum Hex. It's dead. It's over. And sure, man, it went down in the earlier round. I mean, let's go take a look as far back as we can see on DexScreener. You know, what had happened. You know, we look back as far as May 2023, 2 years ago, right? That was the last time it was over $0.015. Just about $0.015 of May of 2023. We're at 2 zeros and a 1684. I am loving this buying opportunity for me personally, right? For me personally, I am all about getting that EHEX. I'm focusing on certain areas right now. My EHEX, my printers, and definitely PDI. PDI is like some people want to call PDI, where's PDI at? A risky bet, a very speculative asset, which it is. Everything's a risky bet. Everything is speculation, pure speculation. Like, oh, Richard Hart's going to peg this to $1. The one thing you can't ever deny about this bad boy is it is the only thing on PulseChain in the past 2 years plus that has given the type of gains it has gotten, that has been killed, and not killed. It was given a black eye, 2 black eyes by the founder, Richard Hart, in the form of tweets, just like EHEX, right? But made a comeback like no other. All right? So the gains you experienced for speculating early, it's undeniable. Anybody who had anything bad to say about PDI wishes that they coulda, woulda, shoulda bought in early and experienced that parabolic run, okay? And it was very hard for Polly. I could have only imagined how hard it was for people to sit back and watch this happen here. But what got the most joy out of those individuals, right? And you got to remember, it's like in their face dunking. Like, imagine being in a basketball game and you're just getting dunked on. Shaq's dunking on you. Kobe's dunking on you. Hell, Phil Jackson's running on the court and dunking on you, right? Everyone's making money speculating on PDI, right? For the first year solid, plus early days of the chain. Now we're 2 years, right? And then they hit this during Christmas time, and you're just losing your mind because you're like core tokens to the core, which is okay. Everything you sell on PulseChain is to get pulse. Once you get that pulse, Now you have more Pulse, but what do you want from there? You want more money in your bank. So you sell that to ETH. That ETH gets bridged it over to the Ethereum network. You cash it out to USDC, then you're transferring to your bank. All right, there is a sequence of events it takes to make those gains real. And once you realize that, it's all about the money. It ain't about nothing else. You don't speculate to be right. You don't speculate to feel good. You speculate to feed your family, to buy things, to actualize the games, realize the games, you know. And those people that missed that opportunity were so happy when this downfall happened. When Richard Hart came out and started flooding it, it was like you couldn't go anywhere on Twitter, right, without seeing like, ha ha, losers. And it was like, hey man, like Richard Hart's butting it, like this is the worst it could be. But then you take a look, now you're facing a reality of like, this is either over or I could double down on this. Sure enough, speculation is back. PDI is giving the gains that the rest of the chain is not giving once again. So that's 2 consecutive years of opportunity risk that you could have taken to buy the early access bottoms on the dips. And then this one just created prior to the 2-year mark. It's an incredible thing to look at, especially as it hauls its way to half a penny. If it goes back to a penny, well, then it's who's laughing now, right? And it's been one of the only tokens that has performed this well that still has everybody at each other's throats, which is good. If no one's talking about you, no one's flooding you, there's no good and bad things being said, then you are irrelevant in the conversation of one of the smallest communities as far as the layer 1 and blockchain, okay? And Richard Hart's tweets about his workout plans and this and that, people are running a little bit of math, and the math is coming to July 7th, you know, this and that has to do with the SEC and heck and PDI. All that is happening. And a lot of you are sitting back, what's going on here? You know, like, should I buy it? The opportunity was there. So you can always go back and look and say, hey, yeah, I could have, would have, should have, but I didn't. Here, and here. It was there right there in front of your face, but it's interesting to see who will continue to still win. Maria. Okay. Now the opportunity that came with Maria was those two who were inspired by her. That's where I love OGWEBCHEF and his printers, man. So he's got the market too right now. So who has the lion's share of the market in PulseChain outside of the cores and Richard Hart himself? It's still Maria with her ecosystem that supports the peg, right? Then it's OGWEBCHEF, who are they are now in some kind of like formation of support amongst their tokens, their liquidity webs, and the printers have gone solid for 6 months of up and down volatility, which price goes down, printers go down, but you got to look at overall PulseChain. It hasn't had a good 6 months, right? It had a peak interest of going up during the SEC times of we finding out they were beating the SEC, you know, further speculation, and it came back down, just like I told you it would. And we would be here right now today where we're at in these ranges. So I was right about that. Now, my money is going to continue to be in Maria tokens, PDI speculator. I'm going to have, you know what? I'm not going to have that argument with any of you out there of it's going to hit $1. I don't care, right? I don't care what you think. I don't care what you think about me. I stick to my game plan. And there's a whole lot, and I post these videos on X, and I'm no longer active on there because everything I see on X is PulseChain, right? And it's still, after 2 years, people fighting about this PDI token. People still fighting about your token sucks, my token. It's just like, I had enough of it, right? So I'm just not on it like that. Not on it like that. I think people miss the entire reason of a blockchain. It's for builders to build. Okay? Remember right now is printing pretty hard, people. Let me take you here real quick. It's printing pretty hard. 4.41%. Start paying 4% on the 4th of July. That was yesterday. It's playing rock solid right now for compound strategies and purchasing other tokens. I have a strategy that I put together for R2R and the people, my members only channel. Remember, $2.99 a month. Links in the description to join. I give these strategies on how to compound your positions and make profits and make them real. Like, pay yourself in real life and go scoop up some cores. I tell my people, I love buying that EHEX. Love buying that PDI. Everything's still low. Everything is still at a very, very big opportunity position where the risk to reward is offset. So all these opportunities are out there. I ignore the speculation. I ignore the fuss. I ignore the fighting. And I just go, hey, do I want to sit back and argue about PDI hitting $1? No, I have my position and my reality of what I think could and could not happen. But do I want to take the risk versus reward opportunity at lows across the board and know that, hey, after 2 years, they're still talking about it? It means a whole lot can happen as far as price. And it has been. So you can sit through all the fun, you can sit through all the fear, you can sit through all of the opportunity, or you can make a move. So I'm busting a move. And I'm bringing my people with me, right? Yo, remember straight printing right now, fire. Pulse Jitsu with Fast Abdul, what's up? I'm here for the tech. There you go, bro. It's nice to see you. Hopefully you had a happy 4th of July weekend. But yeah, I mean, I love PulseChain. Right? I just don't love core tokens. I love like Fast Abdul, prime example. It's built stuff for the chain. Okay. I've talked to him about certain tokens where I know his opinions, whether it be PDI or this and that token. However, he's bringing utility and he's bringing opportunity and he's building on the chain. So instead of sitting back and having this argument, he's doing something on the other hand, right? You can still argue on this hand and do this with the other hand, but he's building so that people can come and actually have something exciting to do, right? With the ink lending, and he has all that he has with what's the name of the platform again? What's the name of your ink platform again? I cannot remember. Getting old, but opportunity there, right? And I think that's important. We need more builders. So we got to support these guys because they're the attraction, right? We have this theme park. Okay. We have this theme park referred to as PulseChain as the theme park. And then you have these guys that are building the roller coasters, the attractions. So the builders are going to bring, different attractions, whether it's a booth with your favorite candy or ice cream or your roller coasters to do this. The flipping and the flopping or their water rides, whatever it may be, they're building all that. Because in the theme park, you want to walk around with nothing to do? No, you want the opportunity in crypto. You want this and that, hopes and dreams. You want to speculate, okay? And that's why it's important for these builders to get the support. So PulseChain has the best community in crypto, therefore it's the best place to build. Ink printer, that's what it was, duh, ink printer. So he built ink printer, has the support of even Tiago, a lot of big players. And it's there. It's an immutable smart contract. You can go interact, go have different strategies, but it gives volume, it gives opportunity, and it brings users, right? And that's what it's all about. And then people getting fired are like, oh, let me make my own ink printer, or let me compete with that. That's what you want. You want an existing attraction of good competition, builders, and the community people going and surrounding these guys and supporting them. Yeah, there'll be feuds, but instead of us sitting around fighting about the core token, the PDI, and all that, we got to get behind the builders, and that's why I've always been a fan of Pulse Jitsu, big fan of Maria and now OGWEBCHEF, because I respect what they're doing to bring value to the assets that I love the most, core tokens. But I don't have to be a maxi. I am a maxi of the chain, and blockchain is meant to be built on, okay? Or else it's just like vacant land. Check out the Mandela Matrix on PulseChain. Nice burning PETA idea project. I don't know anything about that. I'll have to take a look. I'm not sure, but let's see the printer token. So remember, 4.55%. World's greatest PETA printer, 1.84%. Gas Money, 1.79%. What is the name of this token? I'm not sure. 1.3%. Flex was 1.28. Dominance is about to be above 1%. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tokens about to be above 1%. And on the horizon, with opportunity that's there that we've been talking about getting, and it's right there for you to start using, is the OGWEBCHEF Community Vault, right? You get into this. Remember, I have tutorials at the link in the description, which now, even if you're using Brave browser, you just click the link in the description, guys. Update your referral address with mine. I have that in the description as well. If you want to support the channel, remember to enter with no more than 2 million, no less than 2 million. 2 million at a time. Want to go more? Break it up. 2 million at a time. Print 2.6 million on lease per 2 million pulse. And on top of that, there's no chart. There's no price chart. There's no selling or buying of it. It's a non-tradable token. Non-tradable token. And it's going to earn yield for you with the participation of what's going on in this vault. Interesting thing is, this vault is going to be the reason why I think one of the most exciting, successful DeFi dApps in all of PulseChain is going to bring, I think it's going to bring excitement here. I think the fireworks started. I think you're seeing the ROIs jump, and you're going to see money start to loop. Now, this 883.9 trillion right now, will take the wallet, is earning quite a bit. Okay, let's go see what it's earning. Let's pull this up real quick. We'll come here, because it's going to loop the gains into helping the existing ROI printers and help loop money into the vault, into the ecosystem. So go study the five stages that we've been talking about. And where's this contract here real quick? Right here, boom, ending in B99. So we're just going to plug it in over here and see how much that bag is earning right now. The vault is holding. We've been looking at it. $15,703 of printed PulseChain on a daily basis in a 24-hour period at pretty damn steep lows. All right, that's impressive, and this is going to help fire up things, and that's a like self-sustaining mechanic that can be looped into this. Then the users participate and they do what they should be doing and entering the vault, taking their ROI profits. Like, you got to have strategies, and I'll share this with my members only, but I'll throw a little piece of like knowledge out there for you, right? If you're holding a juicy bag of Remember, compound, take some profits. You can come in here and loop it into getting some unleashed token, which earns you yield in 4 different tokens: Rekt, Ethereum, Bitcoin, PulsePub, BFF, and Hopium. Some Maria tokens in there too, right? PulsePub, big supporter of the ecosystem, and earn yield on that. And things are going to turn around for all of PulseChain at some point. And when that's on and popping, a lot of these builders that have these dApps and all these different opportunities that they've built are going to experience that flow of traffic when it comes into a positive sentiment environment, and that it's going to pay off later for them. So, and they know that. So they're building at the bottoms. They've been building even during the times where we felt like, hey, we're going to go to new all-time highs, or we're going up, right? Never quite reach sack price. They keep building and building and building. And when you build in the bear, okay, you can only imagine how much more success you'll have when things turn into a bull market cycle for the entire ecosystem like PulseChain. So it'll pay off for those that have stayed strong, kept building, and then those who participated in good tokenomics and good developers. Remember, I don't want to just invest in anyone who builds. But you got guys like, prime example, Fast Abdul. Hey, can you watch a live stream without seeing him in it on PulseChain? No. Every day he's suited up, sunglasses, building, promoting, talking about PulseChain, building that that base of getting users that might be on the fence to hear someone talk about PulseChain and why it's so great. And they're going to think, hey, I see this guy, Fast Abdul, 20 times a week talking about how great PulseChain is. I know he's not doing it for shits and giggles. Okay. So these streamers, these influencers, these builders are doing a good service. So, let's huddle behind them and help the greater good. If you really love your core tokens, that's what you do. You love PulseX, you love Pulse, you love Hex, great. Go support those that are around making the ecosystem thrive. Because if you support them, everything is going to be in a position to pump your bags further. But if we just have the core tokens here and there's nothing built and there's no opportunity, no speculation, no altcoins, no meme coins, then your core tokens will fail. Okay? Because what was the point? Could have just kept them on Ethereum. Ethereum gas prices are cheap again. Not that bad. What's good? Release the crack in the vault. The vault is working, bro. The vault is working. Go look the proofs in the pudding. The vault, when you see this right here, fill up with Pulse, it gets drained, right? The pulse amount goes down. It's not technically getting drained. It's getting removed and put into the ecosystem to help with price appreciation. Go look at the strategies to help with ROI. This is why you see this right here. And the vault is going to help with sustainability. The goal is 10 tokens, 1%, all of them, right? But that's going to get the job done. So it's working. Now, the community needs to get involved more and more. Once that's full cycle, which comes with ROI, people printing it and people are happy, game over. Game over. Very, very interesting, exciting tech to see. All right. Let's go take a look at some other tokens real quick. What's been going on with PTGC? $4,100 in volume in 24 hours. Man. I mean, they haven't added anything additional, I don't think, in a long time, huh? Great guy over there. I've talked to him many times. Maybe there's nothing more on the roadmap. What you see is what you're gonna get. PTGC UFO, all built out. It's been working. Probably happy with that. Still got a big community. UFO in the past 24 hours on the UFO wrapped pulse pair, $12 in volume. So you're not earning reflections. Let me double check. $12 in volume in the past 24 hours. My bad, $100. Man. No one's speculating or excited about it. Let's see. Yeah, it's $100 here, $2,300 with PulseX pair, $178 with the PDI pair, $1,100 with the PTGC pair. Yeah. You see that those are things where you can take a guy like B Roots who's just like, those that are holding PTGC are gonna be rich later and all that. You got to take the classic signs of things, man, and understand, like me as an influencer, I know both sides of the fence. So when I see that, I think it's okay to go out there and chill it and say stuff like that if you're really bullish and you really feel like that. But to your audience, you got to address, hey, there's only $100 in volume, guys. So like, that's not good. That doesn't mean we're going to get rich. That means no one's paying attention to this right now. And does that fall on the community? Like maybe they're just holding, because these are tax tokens, right? You got to pay a tax. So, trading is not like something that people are actively doing. You take a hit when the market's down. Let me see what PTGC volume was again. 4,100. It's 4,200 between two tokens where you earn off of volume. Yeah, it's interesting. But I gave my take on this months ago, and I'm going to say I was right about it. Once they removed the pair of PDI, right, the community chose to do that, it basically removed the coattails of the success of PDI, which PDI, a lot of people rode the coattails of PDI. It basically removed an asset that it really, all of the success came from being heavily bonded to PDI. PDI did its numbers. That's the God honest truth. I've talked to several developers who said there's no special tech behind this. And I didn't know that at the beginning. I was like, PTGC, like this is alien technology. And I was so excited about it, like alien technology. And then it got the ball came back into my hands where I talked to people that know code. And they're just like, hey, bro, like, I know you're excited about it, but you know there's no special tech to this, right? And it wasn't to like insult me. It was more like to just check me. So you like, dude, I like it, Thomas, but there's no tech here that is special. And the reason why the price went up, and I go, you know what? I thought that's why the price went up because of the PDI. And then I asked, you know, this is like 3 developers so far. The last one I talked to was like identical to what the other 2 said. There's no special tech. I was like, what about alien tech? It's a narrative. So there is no like special alien tech. I was like, oh man. Okay, well, I'll let my people know. And I did let them know. And I let them know, like, hey, because of this, I started looking at things. And I was like, hey, it's going to be a crazy downfall. And then it may not be something that people continue to have interest in because of the tax, because of the fact that the experience between separating them with that heavily bonding of PDI, and people deciding to break those LPs that they got in early, it could be like its downfall. But just know, I like the developer. I was an early investor, made a lot of money. I later found out that alien tech is not like some crazy tech at all. I'm okay with it. All right, I'm naming things off. I'm not in it anymore, but I'm glad like I positioned out of it, because at the end of the day, right, I don't want to fool myself or my audience. I just want to be transparent with you, man. Like, it's not like something to write a letter home about. And I need to be in that because PulseChain, small community, you know, if you're not in the latest and greatest things, you're gonna miss the boat, right? And like I've been telling you, Maria's on top of the game still. OGWEBCHEF. These are 2 top dogs right now in their ecosystems. And there's a lot of things that you can go and look at, like most wanted. I wonder what that's at. Oh, I need to add back my tokens. Did they rename it to Ricky? No. Wanted. Is this one? Yeah, this is the one. You see, I'm not a pump tires fan, but I mean, if I was going to bet on a meme, it would just be this one. Just this one that I think is related to Richard Hart. Other than that, it's like a pure gamble. Hart's law would apply. If everything turns around, go up. 3D nasty looking head and shoulders PTGC. Really? Gotta look out for that. You might have just got a little bit of alpha for you guys on that one. And I mean, it is what it is. No one wants to. I don't want to badmouth any crypto on PulseChain because I love it all, but I'm gonna call it like I see it because I was like mega shill on it, you know, like this is the greatest. I have been corrected about that, right? So we're clear. Like I'm super bullish from the day one PTGC and UFO on all of them, but I believe the alien tech was like something special. I was corrected by 3 developers that are in the space that have been like, no, it's nothing special whatsoever. And I was like, okay, thanks. But when I got that information, it did me a service because I started charting it like hardcore amongst my group and going, I'm seeing some things that are probably going to happen, and the tech It's not what I thought it was. And it saved a lot of people money. They transitioned probably to whatever else. Oh, look at the guys over here that were inspired by whatchamacallit, OGWEBCHEF. Them RSI dudes, bro. 11% today, right? Printing. RSI's printing. Secret's been printing. Look at that. $99,000 in volume. That's a damn good day for a PulseChain asset, I'll tell you that. Printer tokens. The meta, right? The meta. You gotta follow the trends, man. Follow the trends. Oh yeah. OG 3D Rekt token taking off today, huh? Look at that, exploited. Up 19.5%. World's worst PulseChain printer, 21%. That's the partner right there in crime with OGWEBCHEF partners. They got that umbrella of printers tokens. Where's the other one at? Concord, 15.5%. It's 3D tokens, and nobody knows what they do exactly. But you'll notice when they're going up. And you're like, 3D, what's going on, bro? I don't even think if I had even asked them to explain it to me, I wouldn't even know. So I have conversations with them, but I don't dig like that, bro. Like, I could, like, in that moment, I could be like, all right, man, break down the mechanics behind this, detail for detail. And I don't know if he would, but it wouldn't matter because I wouldn't get it. I looked at some transactions of these tokens, and I've seen a lot of blockchain like activity. You go and you take a look at something in DBank and you follow the money, how things loop and go bing, bing, bing up from each other and goes to this contract, loops out to there, goes there. Like, you'd be sitting there for hours before you get off of one transaction with this token. I'm just like, okay, so it's doing something, it's going to do something, it's going to help something, we're seeing it now. Okay, got it. And then I could just visually look and I'm like, things are popping off. All right, I believe you. You're good. That is true unique technology and development going on there with 3D. That's like big brain energy right there. Where I tried, my brain's gonna go pop. Sorry, but I don't know. I'm not gonna ask again. PTGC is paired too much with the Atropa system for me to want to hold it. Yeah, a lot of people have like that opinion too. I mean, yeah. I think PTGC, when the community voted to get off from PDI, right? In a perfect universe, they come back together and they re-LP at that bottom that happened, but that wasn't in the cards. There was too much fear. The best bet was to get all that LP and do it with EHEX on a heavy scale. Because EHEX, I think, is going to have the most parabolic move in all of PulseChain, right? This is the original OG token, bridged over from Ethereum. The one that went over 50 cents, all right? I think it's crazy to think it ain't going to hit a penny and even 10 cents, double digits again. I think it will. I think Richard Hart has that, set in stone in his mind. Like, I got to not only thrive the ecosystem, but I got to bring back all the people on Ethereum that originally invested or hated on X on Ethereum to go, whoa. PulseChain came out and went down, and I laughed even harder, but then it pumped and came back. Like, that's the ultimate story, comeback story right there for the entire PulseChain. You get an EX at 10 cents, there are going to be a lot of people crying at the opportunity that it was there. And the numbers that we're at today, 2 zeros and a 1 3, not too far back, we're at a 2 zeros and a 1 6. If you believe in Richard Hart, man, and you believe he's going to do what you think he's going to do, or the chain's going to be successful, and you're not buying EHEX, I don't know what you're doing. You like a PWBTC? Yeah, I love it. I need to add it back. Remember last year thing, PWBTC? Come on, bring it up here. PWBTC. What? I gotta go look at the contract. I'll get it right now. Watch. Here's how I get it. Where's my PDI at? Well, I think PDI has a pair with it, so I'll just pull it off. Or did I add it already? Nah, I didn't add it. Never added it. Never added it. I gotta get it on there. Another token that's got a massive amount of speculation. Like, come on, bro. A massive amount of speculation on that token. All right. I don't know if it'll list the pair. Let's just put it here. Boom, boom, boom. There we go. Add that here. Maybe I'll grab the one that's with Pulse. If it's here. Boom. On the V1, yeah, 340K. Boom. Damn. $773? Yikes. We're the coulda, woulda, shouldas, huh? You're back here in June where people are like, this stuff is over. PulseChain sucks. Or like Stacks, exit PulseChain immediately. I love Stacks. It's been a long time friend of mine in real life. If you know him, you know that full talk's mad-ish trolling. Like, he's a troll in person. It's worse on the internet. So if you're in Archwire and you see that exit PulseChain immediately and you knew him, you'd be like, this guy. Fireware and Rackham seem mad if they got butted out of their huge bags of PDI. That's pretty bullish for us little guys. You know, yeah. I like Tiago. I don't know Rackham. But I feel for Tiago because Tiago even said it publicly, like, I don't want to sell just in. He said publicly, like, I would hate myself if it went and pegged or something like that, you know, and sold it. At the times where he was like, I ain't gonna sell it. So to see him sell it, I can understand why he'd be upset if all of a sudden the speculation's back, especially if it goes back to a penny, you know. What's your current stance on OPZen and Zen overall? Did Jack pull a bait and switch with X1? You know, I don't know what's going on with all that, man. I got pretty irritated by the whole concept once I realized that he was getting, I think he's having some sort of raise. And then he said something where everybody interpreted it as if Zen and X1 have no connection. I was like, dude, did we get bait and switched or what's going on here? You know, I'm taking my OPZen mints right now because I was burning them for X1 opportunity. I'm selling them and bridging over to Binance Smart Chain and doing a high risk play right now. Doing this right here. BitNest. I'm a looper right now. You know, and I ain't baking on it. I'm barely in on it. Then doing 28-day locks. I got like one guy to sign up under me, so I'm not banking off of referrals or anything like that. I was risking it for the biscuit and taking money that like long-term losses of believing in the whole Jack Levin ecosystem and era and going, I don't understand what the hell he just did or changed, but I don't feel excited. Let me just take these and send it over here and risk it for the biscuit and see if I can make a little bit of money on top of it, you know? So that's what I'm doing right now because I honestly don't know, like, he says things, people break it down in one way or the other, and it's not clear. I believe that there's not going to be a connection between Zen and X1. However the hell that works, I don't know. Like, what the hell, bro? That's disappointing. So I'm over on BitNest right now. I'm buying that Smart Chain. The link in the description for that. If you guys dare pick your poison, you want to, yeah, it's in the description. Under BitNest, basically, you come to the profit introduction section. 1 day locks, you get 0.4% your money. 7 day locks, 4%. So I talked to a guy who's like, yeah, when I first got in, I did 20 grand. And I was like, damn, bro, what the hell's wrong with you? He's like, yeah, but I did a 7-day lock and got 4%. And he goes, then I was pissed because I made another one for 7 days and I could have just done 14 days off the top and got 9.5 instead of 8% because he did another lock after 7. Now he's doing 28-day locks with like 100K, earning 24%. He's been doing that for like a year or whatever amount of months, 10 months. I don't know. Apparently they've been around for 2 years. So I was like, I'll put a little bit of money on it. It's nothing that I've never done before, right? If I'm not going to miss the money if it goes. I'll be like, oh, damn, bye, Felice. To the crypto gods, more money. IRS already getting me anyways. One last thing, I think this PDI space today on Zach's channel, I think 4 p.m. might get controversial. Yeah, I ain't going to go. I don't want to have anything to do with people having these debates about PDI or this token, that token. Like, my channel and what I want to get to people is to eliminate all of that. I'd rather just speculate. And when I know people are fighting, fussing, and clowning about it, then I know it's relevant. And I take that as that's a good thing because people are debating, people are fighting, people are angry. Cool, right? Thoughts on Jenny? Rekt. Wish I never did that. That's my thoughts on it. And you know what? Robert seemed like when I spoke to Robert originally, he was all like boom, 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 boom. Like we're doing this, this, and that. The last conversation I had with him, I blocked him. And the reason why is he full blown was like, hey, bro, like I'm not the developer of this. Like I was just like the face, like the spokesman. I was like, what the hell? What do you mean you're not like, I thought you did the raise, you built contracts and all that based on conversations. He like took a step back where he's like, I have nothing to do with it. I could not believe that when I heard that. And I blocked him. I was like, bro, what the hell? I don't understand it. So whatever's going on over there, I don't know who runs the show. But yeah, that's definitely disappointing. Can't trust some people. I mean, you shouldn't trust anybody. Always believe half what you see, right? Nothing to what you hear. That's why blockchain is transparent. You can see everything. But yeah, community vault. I did the entry yesterday, so now I'm at 29.7. I'll get another 2 million probably later today at some point. And I think I'm like at 36, almost 37 million unleashed. I want 100 million. I want 100 million. So I'm about 37% ways to that mark. Other than that, guys, don't forget, visit DexFi.com/bonds, where they've paid already a massive $61,993 in passive income in the form of USDC, 86% APR over on base. Get some Ethereum, mint your NFTs, get a piece of the pie, read the docs, all that good stuff's here. Link for transparency to see everything on DBank of everything that goes on with the smart contracts, everything you can see as far as what they're holding, treasury bonds, what it's doing, full transparency there. DexFi.com/bonds, the official sponsor of the R2R live stream. Shout out to them. All right. All the bells and whistles and links to get into the OGWEBCHEF community vault. Getting my position now, striking early. Overall, man, I'm excited for Maria and her tokens. The Rekt Bitcoin, PDI. Isn't it interesting that everything that's been speculated and has done massive gains is doing it again? From top to bottom, from beginning, from A to Z. Not by coincidence. Winners win. Losers lose. And there is no debate in that. These tokens in the Atropo ecosystem have been winners for the entirety of the PulseChain existence. They are still the primary topic of conversation. Even PTGC and UFO are like becoming just distant cousins of these opportunities since they separated from PDI. $4,200 in volume. I don't need that in my life. I want to go where the hype is at, and you can see that all on chain. Look what's going on with Remember token. $5.4 million in 24-hour volume. 16K in 5 minutes. In 5 minutes. That's where the hype's at. That's where I want to be. That's where the opportunity is. They ain't going to be in a token that ain't got any volume. I'll tell you that. And this is a small little niche community. Don't forget to pound the like button, drop a comment. Until next time. Yeah, dog.
I wake up in the morning, telegram in hand, on to our community, the coolest in the land. Cheese cream drops a joke, got me laughing loud. Then I start to scroll down through the daily crowd. Who's the OG Prince, lighting up the zone? Is it Dama Beast or Sav on the throne? Or maybe it's Friday, Flexmas is here. Time to throw some gains and flex without fear. I toss out some questions, looking for the signs. Inside fixes ready, dropping out for lines. I keep on reading, can't look away. Those spicy emojis make my whole day. Then someone yells exit, get off PulseChain. But I ride the waves through pleasure and pain. I live in a limbo of hope and despair, but we're all in this boat and I'm proud to be there. Yeah, I might end up wrecked, burned by the flame, but I'm with the best crew in this wild DeFi game. I might end up wrecked, burned by the flame, but I'm with the best crew in this wild